Welcome to this channel. Mau belajar bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris dengan cara yang seru, santai, dan mudah dipahami? You're in the right place. Belajar kosakata dan ekspresi sehari-hari. Learn daily vocabulary and expressions. Dengarkan contoh situasi nyata. Listen to real-life examples. Subscribe sekarang dan nyalakan notifikasi. Let's learn together and have fun.
Ever find yourself just staring at a shelf, totally overwhelmed, even with something simple like fruit?
Oh, absolutely. Apples, for instance. So many kinds. And you realize you actually have, preferences.
Exactly. And that's kind of our starting point today. We're looking at how we choose, how we prefer, but through a really interesting lens.
Yeah, we've got this lesson, it's focused on Indonesian mangoes, actually, and some basic Indonesian phrases to go with it.
So what seems like just a language lesson is, well, it's our way into this deep dive. We're not just learning words here.
No, not at all. The goal is to see what cultural stuff is hiding in, like a totally normal interaction, buying fruit at a market.
You really can find some fascinating details in just everyday chatter, can't you?
Definitely. And this lesson gives us a great little snapshot. It's a dialogue between Sri and Edie, probably at a market stall somewhere in Indonesia.
Okay, let's dive into it. Sri kicks things off with Mau kari apa, mas.
Which translates to, what are you looking for? Pretty standard opener.
But even there, that word mas, it stands out, right? What's that about?
Right. Mas is, well, it's a polite way to address a man, kind of like brother, or maybe a friendly sir. Using it right away tells you something.
Okay, so it signals a certain level of respect, politeness that's just expected.
Exactly. It sets the tone for the interaction. It's built into the language for this kind of situation.
Got it. Then Edie comes back with Ada mangya masak, bu.
Meaning, do you have ripe mangoes, ma'am? And there again.
The bu. Same idea, but for a woman, like, ma'am.
Precisely. So, politeness on both sides. And notice, he's not just asking for any mangoes.
Right, he wants ripe ones. Mangga yang masak.
So even in this basic first exchange, he's already getting specific about what he needs.
Okay, so Sri answers, Ada mas mau beli yang mana?
I do, brother. Which ones do you want to buy? Straightforward enough. She's got them. Now it's his choice.
And this is where Edie gets really specific. He says, Saya mau yang dengan kulit hijau.
I want ones with green skin. So now he's narrowing it down by color, by the peel.
Interesting. But then there's a little snag. Sri says, Oh, yang kulit hijau. Maaf, tidak ada. Ada yang kuning, mas.
Yeah. Oh, the green-skinned ones. Sorry, we don't have any. We do have yellow ones, brother.
So a polite refusal, managing expectations, and offering an alternative. Very smooth.
Very. But Edie, he knows what he wants. He replies, Tidak mau yang kuning, bu. Ada yang merah.
I don't want yellow ones, ma'am. Are there red ones?
He's really sticking to his guns about the color.
He is. It really drives home that idea of having a specific preference, doesn't it?
It does. Luckily, Sri comes through. She just says, Ada.
Simple. There are. Or, yes, we have them.
And Edie closes the deal. Baik boleh minta satu.
Fine, may I have one? So success. He found the one he wanted, even if it took a bit of back and forth.
Yeah, and just from that short chat, you get a real feel for the politeness, the specific request.
Exactly. And then the lesson itself starts breaking down the words, which gives us even more to chew on.
Right, we get the building blocks, like dengan, that means with. And carry, to search. Manga, obviously, is mango.
Okay. Belly is to buy kulit. That's skin or peel.
Yep. And the colors he was asking about. Kuning for yellow.
Merah for red, hijau for green. Got it. And satu is just one.
Your basic fruit buying toolkit right there.
And the lesson gives examples too, right? To see them used differently.
Yeah, like Tuti dengan suaminya. That shows dengan meaning Tuti's with her husband. Takes it beyond just mangoes with green skin.
Or mangga itu enak. Simple one. Those mangoes are delicious. Helps lock in the vocabulary.
And then there's a whole bit just on the colors themselves. Hijau, merah, kuning, the ones Edie mentioned.
Okay, but here's something I found really interesting. The grammar point about word order.
Ah, yes. How colors work in Indonesian.
It says they come after the noun, right?
Yeah.
So it's mangga hijau, not hijau, like we say green mango.
Exactly. Manga merah for red mango, manga kuning for yellow mango.
What does that tell us? It seems like a small thing, but...
Well, it's small but significant, you know. It just shows how different languages structure descriptions. English puts the adjective first. Indonesian often puts it after. It reflects a slightly different way of organizing the thought, maybe.
Huh. Yeah, it's a good reminder it's not just word swapping. You have to think in a different grammatical pattern.
Totally. And speaking of grammar, the lesson then gets into this word yang, the relativizer.
Right. Defined as being like are, who, what, which, or that. The words that introduce extra information about a noun, a relative clause.
Exactly. It connects the noun to its description. The example given is manga yang hijau.
The mango that is green. Okay, so yang is doing the connecting work there. Makes sense.
But then it gets even cooler with this idea of headless relative clauses.
Headless. What does that mean?
It means basically you can sometimes drop the noun you're talking about if it's obvious from the context. Indonesian lets you do this with yang.
Oh, okay. Like the examples they gave. Yang cantik. The beautiful one.
Or yang pendek, the short one. And bringing it back to our fruit stall, yang hijau.
Meaning the green one. Ah, I see where this is going. Edie's request.
Exactly. When Edie says, saya mau yang dengan kulit hijau.
I want ones with green skin. He doesn't actually say manga again, does he?
No, he doesn't need to. They're standing there, talking about mangoes. Seer knows he means the mangoes with green skin. The yang lets him refer back implicitly.
So it's like a shortcut, based on the shared context.
Pretty much, it's efficient. A neat grammatical feature.
Yeah.
So even his simple request uses this slightly more complex structure.
Wow. Okay, so there's grammar hiding in there too.
Yeah.
And then the lesson kind of zooms out, right, to give us more context.
Yeah, it has a section called Cultural Insight. Indonesian fruits. A good reminder that Edie's mango quest is just like one tiny part of a huge fruit scene.
They list some others. Pisang, banana.
Yep. Jarek, that's citrus, like oranges or limes.
Yeah.
Sirsak, which is soursop. Jambu is guava. And nangka, that's jackfruit.
Wow. Okay, so a lot of tropical variety.
Definitely. And then it introduces the big ones, the king and queen of Indonesian fruits.
King and queen. Okay, I'm intrigued.
The durian is the king, and the mangosteen, or mangus, is the queen.
Mangosteen. What's that like? The description sounds nice. Hard purple shell.
Yeah, dark purple, kind of tough on the outside, but inside you get these like white segments, almost like orange segments.
And the taste.
Sweet, fragrant, a little bit citrusy, really delicate and refreshing. People love it. It's often called the queen for its, refined flavor.
Okay, sounds lovely. Now, the king. Durian. This one has a reputation, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It's famous, or maybe infamous, for its smell.
Right. The lesson mentions really strong opinions. Comparisons ranging from what? Garlic custard
to things much less flattering, like sewers or old gym socks. It's incredibly pungent.
Yeah.
Some people adore it, others literally can't stand to be near it.
Yet it's still the king, despite the smell.
Absolutely. The taste, for those who like it, is supposed to be incredibly rich and complex, creamy, sweet, savory, unique, and it holds huge cultural significance.
And the lesson mentions that the durian and mangosteen are seen as complementary, the king and queen together.
Yeah, that's a fascinating aspect. You often eat mangosteen after durian. It's thought to have a cooling effect that balances the heatiness or richness of the durian.
Huh. So it's not just random titles, there's a cultural practice linking them. A balance of extremes, maybe?
Sort of, yeah. It reflects this appreciation for contrast, perhaps, or for finding harmony between very different sensory experiences. It's pretty deep when you think about it.
Definitely. It makes Edie's specific choice about green or red mangoes seem, well, like just the very beginning of understanding fruit culture there.
Exactly. That simple market interaction opened up a lot, didn't it?
It really did. Okay, so if we pull it all together, we started with buying a mango.
And saw the importance of politeness markers like mas and bup.
We saw how specific preferences get expressed, even in simple transactions.
We learned some core vocabulary fruit, colors, buying, searching.
And hit on some key grammar. Colors coming after the noun, which is different from English.
Right, magahichao. And the function of yang, especially in those efficient headless clauses like yang hijau, the green one.
And then we broadened out to the amazing world of Indonesian fruits beyond just mangoes.
Landing on the culturally vital, if controversial, durian and its balancing queen, the mangosteen.
Wow. All from, do you have ripe mangoes?
It just shows you, doesn't it, how much language and culture are packed into these, tiny moments we barely notice.
Absolutely. So it makes you wonder, thinking about this glimpse we got, what other everyday things, maybe ordering coffee or saying hello, hold these kinds of hidden layers in different cultures?
Yeah, what seemingly simple routines actually carry complex cultural codes? Something to think about next time you buy some fruit, maybe.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.